Hi, hope you're all doing well. I wanted to make a very based video on my experience with Cyberpunk 2077. Now, take into account this video, or I guess review you could call it, is based off my experience with technically a last-gen console. I played Cyberpunk 2077 on the Xbox One X. So it's not the most recent hardware, but you could say it's a juiced-up version of the original Xbox One. I'd recommend waiting to buy this game in its current state. I'll now explain why I think that. So the biggest issue right now for me is the amount of times that my game is freezing and crashing. It's kind of ridiculous. I feel it freezes just about every 10 to 40 minutes, and I know that I'm not the only one with this issue. There are countless articles and Reddit posts about people's game crashing and the game not performing how it should be. This game is also plagued with visual glitches, and they honestly aren't that bad. They usually just give me a good laugh, but there's honestly a lot of them scattered throughout the game.
Go kill yourself. Go sit in the middle of the road and let a car run over you.
Look at this dude.
Get a job.
Got something for me?
Well, it's like I said. Whatever you're peddling, the VTVS are just not.
So yeah, I think you guys get the picture now. The game has a shit ton of visual bugs, and it freezes fairly often. Besides that, most of the time the game looks visually awesome, but then sometimes the game looks very potato-like. I might just be very picky, but stuff like this up on the screen doesn't look so hot to me. Alright, let's talk about my favorite part of the game, which is the story, characters, and voice acting. The voice actors did a phenomenal job in my opinion. As you all know, they have a main character called Johnny Silverhand, modeled after and voice acted by Keanu Reeves. And all the main characters in this game have very unique personalities, which makes them all unforgettable in their own ways, which is very awesome. The game has 3 different beginnings, depending on which backstory you choose: Nomad, Street Kid, or Corpo. So as far as I know, there are 7 different endings depending on your choices throughout the game. I'm currently working on my second playthrough, attempting to get a completely different storyline from my first playthrough. And I love the fact that your actions have actual outcomes. And personally, I hope this becomes a industry standard in story-based games.
But don't you worry. Let me help you find digs. You gotta live somewhere. It's important to have people you can turn to. You know, like family. Maybe you'll find your own down in Night City.
Thanks, much appreciated.
Hey, come on. It's nothing. We got chemistry, you and me. Be a crying shame to waste it. Partner.
Hey!
Aw, cuddly little fucker.
Okay, partner. Time to grab the lizard and scurry out of here.
The setting of the game is also very cool in my opinion. It mostly takes place in a fictional city in California, and some quests also take place on the outskirts of the city in a desert. The game attempts to show a dystopian, uber-capitalistic world where tech and humans are essentially blending together, and in my opinion, they did a great job doing that.
You gonna make me act up. You gonna make me do something I'm gonna regret.
Another thing that I think CD Projekt Red did really well was character customization. There's a wide variety of things you can customize, anything from scars, cyberware, tattoos, and even pubic hair. I think I honestly spent like 30 minutes just customizing my character.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Alright, Now let's talk about fighting, looting, and progressing your character. The gunplay at first to me was very mediocre, I guess. It felt somewhat similar to gunplay in Fallout, let's say. But after a while, I got used to it, and I actually quite like the fighting now in this game. You can also take on enemies very stealthily if you choose to. During combat, you can actually utilize quick hacks to distract enemies or use their own devices against them to get a step up. And it also helps to put character points into the various perks and, let's say, buy cyberware body mods that will actually complement your playstyle. I mean, it sounds pretty obvious, but I just want to go over the basic things. I do really enjoy the fact that you can tailor your character to basically any way you want to play. And on screen right now, you can get a little idea of how the upgrading perks works. So when you eventually kill an enemy, you'll find out that they always drop a weapon, clothing piece, junk item, or consumable. The sheer amount of loot in this game is kind of overwhelming sometimes. Maybe some of you out there like that, getting loot after every kill, and that's fine. In my opinion, I think it's kind of annoying to be deconstructing 15 different items after every fight. That being said, I like the fact that you can craft your own gear or upgrade current items with components from broken down items, or if you're lazy, you can just sell them all at the kiosk. Leveling up is very simple. You can level up your character in street cred just by doing main missions, side jobs, and gigs. It's a fairly simple system that works very well in my opinion. They also kind of have a passive system too, where you level up a individual skill tree, I guess branch you could call it, and let's say you kill a enemy with an assault rifle, then you'll gain XP under the reflexes category in the assault branch. I'm probably making it sound way more complicated than it actually is. It's very simple and I love the system personally. So yeah, overall, it's not a bad game. I actually really love playing this game. I just think that CD Projekt Red overestimated the capability of last-gen consoles, and it really does run like shit sometimes on the Xbox One X. I can't imagine what it's like playing on the original Xbox One or a PS4. Again, if you own the newest Xbox Series X or a PS5 or a up-to-date PC, then I see no reason as to why you should not buy and play this game. I'd highly recommend waiting to buy this game if you own last-gen hardware. It's just so annoying to have your game crash mid-mission, then have to restart from your last save point. So in conclusion, this game would be a 10 out of 10 if it didn't have so many bugs and crash all the time. And unfortunately, this game was so hyped that it probably let people's expectations down. I personally never feel like it's a good idea to have expectations when starting a game. Most of the times you'll just be let down. Also, just before finishing this video, I found out that the developers of Cyberpunk 2077 are offering refunds to players due to the buggy release, which is good news to anyone that is, feeling disappointed with their purchase. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like the video and sub to my channel if you want to see more content like this. Have an amazing day.
When you fire this game up, your little fucking nuts are gonna start quaking, buddy. Your little nuts are gonna be quaking. You're gonna shoot.
Oh my dude, you just got pranked. Bet you didn't see that one coming, huh?
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot.